Welcome to the January 5th, 2026 City Council meeting is now called to order. Would you all rise and take the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Charlie, would you say roll call?
Becky Curtis.
Here.
John Breckenridge.
Here.
John Schweigert.
You're muted.
Here.
Mark Carr.
Yeah.
Rossworth.
Yes.
All right, that takes us to our first public participation. Anybody that would like to talk to the council, you're welcome to come up to the podium. Be sure and sign in your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Lance is not here.
He is.
Who's the timer?
I'm in back in time.
Tad. Thanks, Tad.
Don't be a tad off.
Wagon.
My name is Sue Mannion. I'm going to read this because I don't want to get carried away with what I probably want to say, but we'll just go like this. And I want to thank Dan Miller for his stellar performance as interim city manager. You have completed the task with grace, determination, and the ability to lead and guide our town back to prosperity. Much love and respect to you. Thankfully, we didn't lose you altogether as you're going back to chief of police, and that's not too shabby. To the employees of the city, thank you for showing up every day, doing your job. Now, I know it's been hard some days. To the city council persons, people that listen to us citizens, Ross, Don, thank you very much. And to the new city manager, I personally will do whatever I can to ensure you are given the tools to manage our town. And to the candidates, good luck.
Thank you.
Anyone else? That'll take us to the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything that they would like to take off the agenda and go on it next? No? Shelley.
Item 8, motion to approve the minutes of the December 1st, 2025 regular session. Item B, motion to approve the minutes of the December 3rd, 2025 special session. Item C, motion to approve the minutes of the December 18th, 2025 special session.
I will entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda. All those in favor of passing the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. That takes us to our city manager report. Dan.
Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. So the lease is coming up on the Bank Midwest, where City Hall is currently at. I spoke with Robert, who is in charge of, he's our contact if we have any issues up there. And I asked if we could get if somehow we could get the rent lowered. He sent me back that he spoke with his folks for a 12-month lease. It's $6,500 a month. And for an 18-month lease, it'd be $6,000 a month. And speaking with the staff, they said if we had everything right now to fix City Hall and they were working on it, it would be a 12 months. We don't have any of that. So I'm suggesting we do this 18 months at $6,000. That saves us $1,250 a month. I think we're paying $7,250 right now. And we've spoke with Patrick. We don't have to do anything different, right? We just need to tell them, either 12 or 18 months. So that's going to be on the council to let us know what you guys want to do. Second of all, the fire suppression system it's going good over at City Hall now. It's being installed. They've been there every day. We did have some leaks on that west wing where the offices were at. I think there was 5 or 6 leaks up there. Tad got a hold of the company that fixed it the first time. It's been repaired. It was $1,250, not a outstanding huge bill. Third Street buildings, as you guys, I don't know if anybody's been by, he's getting it pretty well cleaned up. He did go over his 60 calendar days, which started October 27th. We signed contract on October 7th. He had 2 weeks. We had to wait on DNR for 2 weeks. They gave us the green light on October 27th. And so he had 60 calendar days, which would have been Christmas Day. He is 11 days over that right now, which is $500 a day. And that does not include a 4x8 city barricade that was destroyed. And I happened to drive by and seen it. So Tad got us a bid. So that needs to also be taken out of the price of what the city is going to pay. Brightspeed, that's a different story. They're still giving us the runaround. I think last week, Shelley, right? They called Carrie and
Email and said, you're all working. We called the 4 lines and our staff did. And Terry said, well, who did you talk to? Because they didn't ring. So it's still, we're still working on it.
so the police department has been instrumental in working on the VoIP system. We're going to move forward with that. It is between 2 different companies, a lot cheaper than what we are paying Brightspeed every month here. We do not have the totals yet, but we do know it's cheaper than what, and this is citywide. This is for City Hall, the city buildings, police department, fire department. The VoIP system is much cheaper than what we are paying Brightspeed. And so we'll continue to keep in touch with Shelley and Scott and whoever, just to let them know, hey, this is where we're at. And then once we get everything sealed up, we'll bring it to the council so you guys can check that out. The last thing that I have is I asked staff at City Hall to prepare a list that's in your packet of what they worked on last year. There's 163 items in this, and I am not going to read every one of them. I did pick out a few, and I may not even read all of those, but of course we know the issues with City Hall, the 112 East 3rd demolition. We sold 4 acres up by Walmart to Dr. Ali. The Cameron Business Park was advertised for sale. Ira got the, and I don't know who else, with the cleanup of the dams at the reservoir. Of course, we just talked about the 200 block of East 3rd. MODA, that's coming along pretty good. They should be starting the next spring, Bob F. Griffin, US 36, redoing that intersection unless FIFA puts a halt to that with all the traffic coming through. There was another 4 acres sold by Walmart, the Cameron Pool, Ira, great job. The new playground equipment, $80,000 in street repairs on Bob F. Griffin, $183,000 in street overlays, and staff is continuing to deal with countless issues where citizens, funding agencies, and businesses were told things incorrectly by the former city manager. And the last thing that I have is we have been involved with about $26 million in projects. Either we've done them or it's in the works. Let's see, where's it at? The BB Bridge, that's a $12 million project. We're working with legislation on that to see if we get more funding. They did give us $1 million for the traffic study out there. I'll just run through a few. I think you guys have a copy of it. $6 million airport remodel, which is awesome. The demos, the pickleball courts, playground equipment. Let's see. You know, the sprinkler system, Tad worked on that, $202,000. And then the alarm system itself, 23,000. So there was a lot of stuff that they worked on. So again, there was 163 items that they worked on. Some are complete, some are not. So they're still working on them. That's all I have.
Yes, this is extensive, what they did. It took me about 10 minutes just to go through it, so. Good job.
Dan,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to get that list, or at least pare down the list to the things that each group thinks is the most important. Let's get that to the newspaper and let folks see what you guys are doing up there.
I've already given the whole,
Oh, you gave him all of it? Awesome.
and
Good marketing.
probably will be posted. It wasn't going to be posted until after this meeting, so
Okay. Okay.
So-
Perfect.
I'm sure he's going to get something out on it.
Good. Also, I just want to ask the rest of the council, is it time for us to go back and look at the community center as a viable option instead of having everybody up at the bank? For the amount of money that we're talking about over 18 months, then include now, one thing that Dan didn't bring up is the furniture cost each month as well that we're running. Is there a way we can relook at the community center? Just do a month to month up at the bank until we decide for sure, but then do a look at the community center.
We do know that there was bids put out to sell that property up there. And I think Lance got that out before he went on leave for his medical leave. Appraisal. Okay.
There is somebody wanting to buy that.
So that's somebody's wanting to buy that, and we are seeking an appraisal for it. So at this point, I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, I thought, my understanding was that had to be done by December 31st if they were gonna sell it. That gentleman wanted it by then. So that's the only reason that I brought this up.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I didn't know anything about that date, so.
Becky, do you know anything about the date? Am I wrong?
No, I was not given a date. I just know that, the party is aware that we're doing an appraisal, and from then on, I believe it was between them and Lance.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll put that in my back pocket for now then.
It's a good idea.
I thought originally there was a technological issue at the community center, which at that time we talked about staff recommendation whether we couldn't make the jump there.
It would be difficult.
Also not ADA compliant,
What?
not ADA compliant.
I had a question for Dan. Hey, Dan, on the first item you mentioned, have you signed the lease for the 18 month?
No,
Okay,
no, we're running it by you guys, and you guys tell us what we're going to do with it.
For recommendation one way or the other, it doesn't have to come back to council as another action or resolution. Patrick said that the original agreement had phrasing in it that would allow.
The original resolution authorized the city manager, without naming the city manager, just the position, the authority to execute any other necessary documents necessary to carry out the resolution, which would, in my interpretation, also include an extension due to the fact that we could not return to City Hall at
here's
the
a
expiration.
reasonable compromise on this. I don't see a reason why they couldn't let us rent it month by month now. After we've rented it all this time, they know we're gonna be in there for another year. Why couldn't they just allow us to rent that month by month? And then that way, when our time is up, we're good, we're might save some money. And that typically, that's the way a lot of commercial leases are written anyway. They don't have people waiting in line to occupy the second floor of that huge building here in Cameron.
Yeah, I
So,
would say they're probably happy that we're still there.
yeah, and it's only reasonable for them to give us a break by saying, oh, let's one time.
I think that would be great.
I'd say,
Well, it is a little cheaper there.
based on the price cut though, that's where you're getting your discount.
And we can get more than one discount. I mean, they're charging a lot per square foot for this, and then we could be done with it whenever. It's,
7. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
with the square.
Yeah, so that's all you got with that. Any other questions? That takes us to the appointments. So like full reading of
I
Bill 20.
apologize, I didn't have my cover letter in there. I just realized that it wasn't in. So for appointments, we do still have openings on the park board and the code board of appeals. So if anybody wants to apply for those positions, our board application is online or we have them attached.
And you said, position, how many are on before the,
I think there's one opening on the park board and 2 on the code board. Aside from that, the only thing we have under appointment is full reading of the ordinance to appoint the city.
all right. So let's move on with the full reading of Bill 2026.
Bill 2026-1, an ordinance appointing Scott Pizarro as city manager for the city of Cameron, Missouri, and approving and authorizing the execution of an employment agreement between the city of Cameron and Scott Pizarro.
I will entertain a motion to pass Bill 2026-1.
the move, second.
Discussion? All those in favor of passing Bill 2026-1, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No,
Passes 3-2. I will forego the second reading, and we'll do the second reading at full reading of Bill 2026-1 on roll call.
So moved, second.
All those in favor of passing Bill 2026-1 on a second reading by roll call.
John Breckenridge,
Yes.
John Feiger,
no,
Mark Carr,
Yes.
Ross Worth,
No.
Becky Curtis.
Yeah. Passes 3 in favor, 0.
All right. Next, we have the oath of office.
Over there.
Coming around here.
Swear in and swear out.
If we do it right here, I think we're in the view of.
John.
It's.
Still on that.
All right. So if you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Scott Pizarro,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution and laws
that I will support the Constitution and laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the state of Missouri,
of the state of Missouri,
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
of the city of Cameron, Missouri,
of the city of Cameron, Missouri,
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
revolving upon me
involving upon me
as city manager
as city manager
for the city of Cameron, Missouri.
for the city of Cameron, Missouri.
All right, Dan.
Oh, boy.
Enough. This one very big. That's our student. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
It's tough for us. And you've done an excellent job. So here's a thank you
Thank you.
from us, City Council.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Who's this? We have a reading, Bill.
We have a discussion.
Oh, that's right. I missed that. All right, discussion. Oh, Wall Street, third, please say those of civilization.
Spencer.
Thank you. We were able to meet with the engineer that came out to take a look at the Third Street building, 112 East Third Street, the wall that was between Little Blessings and it. He gave us some observations and recommendations. Just want to have a discussion. You guys include as to what he is suggesting being done, what the options are, and what the cost could be. And that's that wall needs to be stabilized, needs to be re-waterproofed. It was an interior wall previously. So he gave us some different mechanisms and engineering of how we are going to stabilize it. The main question, the base of the required work that we would need to do will range anywhere from 35 to 85,000. Best you could give me on a cost estimate. And then the other thing that he is suggesting is to do an exterior insulated finishing system, which is going to insulate, waterproof, and everything over the top of the stucco type surface over that. That could add an additional an additional 20 to 55,000. Are there any questions that you guys have? I just wanted to make sure we brought this up as an item of discussion before we start making way forward.
Spencer, you and I talked about this last week. And you described it as, we're really talking about two walls. There's the exterior wall of the existing building, and this is the exterior wall of the building we tore down. Correct?
It was we are not, I will say, I do need to have him come back out and dive deep in and see if they're shared. He's assuming they are a shared wall, but it is the same wall. It's not a separate structural wall.
So there isn't a structural gap between
No,
those two walls.
as best I can tell from on top, and that's just going for the parapet. Going up on the roof and looking down, they appear to be the same wall.
And I don't want to be highwater about this, but is it our responsibility to do the repairs on the wall that is needed to the other building?
That is a great question that I am not aware of.
Okay, so what has been communicated with the owners of the building and the city?
With the owner,
He ghosted. He's not even contacting us, right? Are you talking about Little Blessings or the guy that owned the building that we tore down?
Little blessing.
the Little Blessings haven't had this information. We just let them know we were reaching out to an engineer to see how to stabilize it. If we remove the building, we're looking into options to stabilize so we can remove those barriers and make sure that it's protected.
Okay, from what I read, it looks like we're gonna have to dig in down deep to the basement again, from what I was reading.
Correct. That's what he is suggesting, and that was on a non-negotiable.
I
He
know.
said that has to happen.
So that has to be dug out again and be water treated and I think drainage as well.
Yeah, he wants to run a French drain tile, all that stuff back to the daylighter and to storm sewer system.
Well, I think it'd be a great idea to get them on board and let's talk to them because that is also their building. And yes, we had to do that. And if I remember correctly, didn't we put a lien on that land or that part of the building that
Yeah.
we demoed?
We put a lien on the whole property, yes.
So here's a question.
We had it. We had them dig that out. When Magic was there, it was all dug down
I know.
because Little Blessings, they were going to waterproof that
Yes.
and put the drain and stuff like that. And then when it came back around,
They
the
opted
city
out.
said we weren't going to do that. And they said, well, neither are we. And so
It got filled in.
that's
It
where,
needed to be filled in quickly because of the time frame you're on with the grant.
That's good.
with the grant work, yes.
So the question is the remaining building, what is the value of that building? Aren't the repairs greater than the value of the building? And the reason I ask this is because where I built my dental office, we ran into that with where the BOA was. And we ran into that wall business, and I got the attorney to draw it up where say, I'm not gonna deal with this wall, and I gave it to the other person, to BOA. And, I also know that Jim McKinley bought a downtown building. He told me for 18,000. So now we're talking about, we're spending 100 and some, 130, who knows what this would end up being for a building that it's hard. You can have it appraised and say, how much is this worth? What else is wrong with this building? What about the roof? What about, everything else? You can start looking at all the defects and say, that's a lot of expense.
For sure. My main thing with getting this done and getting this engineering done is just safety, so that we can take out those barricades, have it fully accessible, not have any worry of anything coming off of it or any damage to the building.
But we all thought it was done when they tore it down. And now it's getting the more, and so now we go ahead and do this other stuff. And they're not, the people that own the building aren't contributing anything, are they?
Not that I know. Are you aware of it?
No, when we tore that building down, that northeast corner was left open and,
Yeah.
or the mortar holding the bricks in is gone. So there's just bricks just kind of stacked in there and can fall at any time. So that's what we're trying to
fix, and that engineering perspective, it actually puts brackets on the front of that and ties 9 feet back alongside that wall to hold that front cap in. To keep it, so we're not gonna have a problem.
So what's the total dollar cent, just from what you've heard so far?
The only thing he gave me was a range between 35,000 and 85,000. That's just to stabilize and do a basic waterproofing.
And then you said an additional something else on top of
So
that.
20 to 55.
That's putting this stuff.
That's with doing the new wall surface.
Yeah.
And I have a summary of this I can give to you. Yeah, if you need.
Remember when that building was on Walnut Third that was torn down next to his and hers? And what was, then there was ivy placed there, and there was stucco over the top there. That's still existing as it was, isn't it? Just like that.
Well, I wasn't around at that time, but.
You weren't born yet.
But I don't know who paid for that. I mean, I don't know any of that, of what this.
I bet somebody did.
Well, yeah, somebody did. And I personally, I think, and this is just a thought, whatever you council would like, and I appreciate you doing this, Spencer, because it needs to be dealt with, because reading this, we leave that internal wall left to the exposures of winter and weather, it's just gonna ruin that entire, I mean, it's not good for the building at all to have that happen.
correct.
There's too many places for water infiltration.
Right, so this does need to get done. And I would like to, and council discuss this, I would like to bring in the owners of the building and let's talk to them and kind of get a plan, because I don't think we should be making plans on someone else's building. Yes, we tore it down. The owner should have tore it down. So we were left doing it. So I think they have some skin in the game to help their building. That's just my thought. What do you guys think?
Well, the owner was,
Michael.
I'm not talking about that Michael. That Michael's gone.
Yeah, is that who you're talking about?
well, whoever was the owner was.
Of the Dean's building?
Yeah,
Michael Williams?
well, because we're really tired of taking over somebody else's problems and fixing it for them. And I think that people in Cameron are tired of that too. That when somebody just abandons a property and then say, oh, well, the city will tear it down or fix it up or whatever. That's frustrating.
That's why I want to bring on the
And
people.
I think, Paul, where you at?
It's Paul's fault.
I'm sure that you tried to get a hold of him several times. Michael Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing. So this has been going on for years.
Oh, I know it. No, not, and it's not Paul's fault. I know that.
No, I was just, how many times did he try to get a hold of him, So,
Yeah.
He's absent, he's gone, and eventually that will go up for tax
tax sale.
sale, and somebody will buy it.
For little or nothing.
In the city of Cameron, typically if there's a lien of the size of the lien the city placed on it, it has not sold at the tax sale until post third year. So it'll take at least 3 years before it will sell.
On that.
And it's a regular lien on it, it's not.
So whoever buys it has to pay the lien off to get it cleared. How that roll.
So if that, the cost is greater than what we're asking, whatever, I mean, nobody would buy it, right?
The council would have to go back and
And just
forgive or forgive an amount or something.
If the council would recall, that is what happened when the school district purchased the Chestnut Arms buildings. I believe there was a
This is around-
$75,000 lien on that property, which the city
Right.
council agreed to waive for the school district.
Yep.
Did the school district want this?
We'll give it away.
Well, I was hoping the neighboring Little Blessings would take that, and I've been talking to them for over a year about. But I guess they're not interested in it, but I do believe that they're interested in their building up home. So I really would like to bring them on the table because this is their building. I mean, what do you guys
Something
think?
with it.
They should help with this, in my
I would
mind,
first offer to give it all to them.
the whole kit and caboodle.
Well, that lot, which is worth 15,000.
We
And
don't
then.
own the lot.
We don't know.
We can't do
But we have a
anything.
lien.
You can't do anything for 3 years with it.
Yeah, I mean, so we could do that. We could say when this time,
So let the council do that if that's what they want to do. But right now we do.
because I won't be on it. Yeah. No, but I'm serious, is that, I mean, that might be attractive to them if they could own that.
It is
property.
attractive, but they want it for nothing.
I would give it to them for nothing,
But
because
we don't own it.
we're talking about spending maybe $130,000. And we're trying to protect 15,000. This is kind of like back with the Third Street buildings, with Gina's buildings. I'd rather, she would have been better off just giving them away.
Okay, so this is what you're saying. Give it to them and let him deal with his own building, the one that we tore down, the other
Yeah.
building, and can you just have it? And he has to fix his own building on his own without us?
We don't own the other building though.
I know, so he can do
Not
that.
yet.
But if the building needs to be fixed, before 3 years ago.
Yes.
Well, it could be part of the deal. You can make an arrangement now and say within 3 years or whenever, word it so that at some point in the future, this is all yours. So,
Well, if it's gonna come up for tax sale, anybody can bid on it, buy it, but it's not necessarily ours.
You're right, it's not ours.
I know you wanna buy it.
I think
Do not.
We have got
Galore there.
the water, the freeze, the snow and stuff, those bricks in that northeast
Yes, we-
corner are gonna start falling out of
Yes,
there.
that, I don't think that serves the city well to have the barricades out as long as they are, they need to get away. And I think bringing the guy that owns Little Blessings in on it, because he has a stake, he has a in and around, it's good game, it's gonna help his building.
He's got a son that's a contractor too, Terry, and he's really good. I know I've talked to him about it.
So Ross, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think getting all the players on all the different fronts and seeing what their plans are, and maybe they have plans that we haven't thought about or know about.
And we haven't really talked to them, have we?
I have not had any discussion with them. I know Nick Lance has really discussed with them any specifics.
Yeah. Lance has been in contact with them, but I don't think it's gotten to this point.
Well, I agree. Good, so it's the council, I'm the one talking, come on, what do you guys think?
That's awesome.
I know you did.
The issue is at what point do you spend good money after bad money? This is like buying, the cliche of buying a boat. Two best, days you buy a boat, when you buy it and when you sell it. He's exactly right. We can get legal ownership of it in 3 years. Give it to the other person for $1 or something and just get rid of it and let him have the joy and the liability and the greatness was owning that little lot. Those buildings were built in 1890 to 1910. They've served their purpose. It's just, it's just, at some point, it's time to move on.
Right, and we're wanting to move on. But we're saying, correct, that building, we made that building and that wall unstable.
Yes, that is
So we've
correct.
got $130,000 in it, and you wanna have another 40 to 80 in it?
I want to back up on that statement. We did not make that unstable.
Money back.
That building was dangerous and dilapidated, and that was unstable and unsafe, and that's what caused it to be torn down. That property there is in better shape now than it was prior. All we did was put out the fire. And I think Patrick is a creative person. I think he could come up with a way where we could have our cake and eat it too, where you could sell them, give them whatever, all of that.
There are potential other mechanisms for the city to gain ownership of the lot where the dangerous building was demolished on. It obviously, again, like everything, being creative also costs, so it would cost a little bit of money to go through the judicial foreclosure process on the tax lien, but it could occur, or the dangerous building lien, but it could occur and the city could claim ownership of that lot faster than in 3 years.
And it would probably be less money than fixing that wall.
It could potentially, I think Spencer is still at the point where they're studying what the total costs
All I have is that.
would end up being, but we could continue down a parallel track. And we can discuss
And
the,
have options.
exactly, yes.
And I think that we, as a city, need to get out of the business of tearing down old buildings and then getting stuck with them. Or letting buildings fall down and getting stuck with them. I think we need to look a little farther down the road with these things.
By getting involved though, is there some sort of an assumed liability or
There's always
getting
liability.
involved in that?
Missouri case law does not point to that liability potentially arising. Granted, the one case that interpreted that is from 1999, so we're now looking at 27 years where there's been no additional case law on it. But as of right now, the current state is the city does not incur any liability for tearing down a dangerous structure to the neighboring property owners.
So why would the city tear down a dangerous structure?
I mean, honestly, it's public health and safety.
Public, yeah, public safety.
We have a lot of homeless.
We have people going
And
in and out of
going in.
those buildings and it doesn't take much for it to collapse. And then if we know about it, it's on us. And if I remember right, wish Lance was here, we might be getting some money back on that 112 East Third, and it's a possibility that it could be forgiven. So. From MoCan. And
And I think they have talked about that.
yes, and I just texted him to see if he'd answer, but there's a possibility that that whole thing through MoCan could be forgiven in 3 years.
Yeah, it's a 3-year waiting period.
So I think we need to see where we're at and
So do what Patrick said, is look at 2 avenues. We always have these 2 options and get on with our meeting.
yes.
Because we can't solve, we
No,
can't
we
answer it
can't.
tonight.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
was-
he's texting me back right now. Let's see what he says.
Laughing emoji.
Maybe. Or Mizzou or something.
Baseball season.
Yeah.
You guys actually talking about?
Yeah. I say, give it away. It's just like the other one. Give them away. I don't see anybody fighting to buy it.
He must be typing a book. He said possibly a little, not nearly enough to cover the additional cost, but it could possibly be forgiven
Okay.
in the end.
The demo charge.
Yes.
what we've incurred.
And I believe that he's talked about that 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
in these meetings, so. Anywho, that's where we're at.
Thank you.
Do we need to, is that it?
Yep,
We feel
that's what we have.
That's-
Yep, I just wanted to get the discussion out there.
Is Patrick good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That moves us on to our new business, a first reading of Bill 2026-2. Shelley.
Bill 2026-2, an ordinance for the city of Cameron, Missouri, authorizing the general election to be held on 7 April 2026, fixing the polling places of said election, and directing the city clerk to cause ballots to be printed and election supplies procured for said election, 3-year terms.
I will entertain a motion to pass Bill 2026-2 on first reading.
So moved. Thanks.
Discussion?
The filing period opened on, December 9th, I believe, and closed on the 30th.
Yeah, it did.
we have 4 people who have filed for council: Ross Worth, Roger Sherman, John Breckenridge, and Penny Becker Dean.
Do we have those 2 here? The other 2 that are here? Oh, that was you. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody else knows that they're here.
Breckenridge, John?
Oh, yeah. Not
So-
too late to back out. See what's happening.
So this is the first reading. It'll come up for second reading at the next meeting, and then I will, take it to the counties and have it.
Very good. All right. All those in favor of passing, Bill 2026-2, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 5 in favor and 0 opposed. All right, that takes us on to a resolution 2026-1. Shelley.
Resolution 2026-1, a resolution for the city of Cameron, Missouri, to accept a proposal for a portable mainline sewer inspection camera system from Red Equipment LLC.
I will entertain a motion to pass resolution 2026-1.
So moved.
Discussion.
Thank you, Mayor.
Ross has some.
Mark.
Mark gets first dibs.
So this is a purchase for a sewer camera inspection system. It's a complete system with software for mapping as well as recording any damage or issues in the mains. Mapping those footages on, we are required by DNR to have routine maintenance and inspections of our entire system over a set period of time. This helps us get to that point. We do currently have a sewer camera, but it is a inspection camera for a sewer lateral line, like to a house. When you get in, it's 12 and 18-inch mains. All you can see is water. Those cameras underneath, and you have to push that camera through, and you can only get, at best, maybe 100 or 200 feet down the main. Well, this one will go upwards of 700 or 800 feet full on its own. And it has an elevator that raises the camera up out of the water line to be able to see. Yeah, any questions?
I had quite a few questions on this. And then, I'll be honest, before, I read this in the agenda and about fell out of my chair for the price. But then I was able to talk with Mark, and he shared a lot of information with me that I did not know, and wasn't aware of, as far as the requirements. You said Murma gives back 7,500, right?
This would make us eligible for a grant from MOBA.
And then I had
Our
asked,
guaranteed grant.
I'd asked him about outsourcing it, if that was a possibility. He said that was,
It is an option to have a company to do camera work, but it is expensive and usually long lead times. And it seems like when we're needing this stuff, it's an emergency situation, the blockage, things like that. And then, it becomes exponentially more expensive to get somebody here in a hurry. In the past, there's been a lot of towns that obviously can't afford these things because they were always mounted in a truck. van or trailer or something. These newer cameras are much smaller with no module, being able to put them in the back of a pickup, so. And considerably cheaper than a truck mounted unit. $500,000 plus.
So I went back on what I initially thought based on Kim and I's conversation and realized that we do have a need for it. But my concern is something with that kind of a price that we only have a 1-year warranty on it. And as far as what options, were you able to find out if there was any more options on that?
There is not. It is a 1-year manufacturer warranty and the rep doesn't offer any outside extended warranties on it. With stuff that's gonna be in that environment, it's not likely to find anything that has a lot of warranty on it. But they are pretty tough units. I've been there for 25 years and they're not easy to tear up, but. And one of the advantages to this company that has them is right in Kansas City and they have all the repair parts for them.
So my thinking is that we do need something like this, just so that we do stay compliant and we can inspect some areas of the sewer that they have not inspected for quite a while. But I don't feel comfortable buying pieces of equipment with this that cost this much. Several people that I discussed with about these type of systems are the ones that belong in much bigger municipalities than Cameron. And when they break down, they are incredibly expensive. So I don't know, I would like to see some more options than maybe suit our municipality a little bit better and are a little more affordable.
Was this replacing and this the equipment that wasn't quite
Yeah,
powerful and?
yeah, our current camera is a push cam, so it has just basically a stiff cable and push it down the main. It says more geared towards small main or lateral system.
How long have you had that one?
I don't know exactly how long, but it's definitely more than 10 years old.
And this one is all scratched up too,
Yeah,
because
the
they are
lane's
putting it
scratched
in,
up, Cause
because they are
rides on
putting it
bottom
in
of
the
pipe and
mains.
the grit and
Yeah.
everything.
Instead of just using it for the laterals of the house, they've had to use it for the main, so it's all scratched up and.
Is this already budgeted in your budget?
Yes, this was factored into our budget.
And we already approved that.
Yeah.
With budget, and so, and there's already funds available for it, so it wouldn't, we're not having to take anything out of the general fund or do anything.
And this is part of the murmur requirement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On that.
Norma does not, I'd say
The
required, but it's part of our
thermo-
points system.
Yeah.
That if we don't accrue enough points, we will take an increased rate on insurance.
Well, I kind of like Mike O'Donnell's approach, you do it right the first time,
Yes.
and.
And our guys are pretty good about taking care of it.
Yeah, and I like that. I think it's important to put the tools in your hand that's working for you. So I would be in favor of.
Yeah. and I'm
So
not-
what are the other options then? We got one option at this point that may or may not be better than what we actually need and probably won't be able to use all the features. I'm just guessing if they're saying that that's normally for bigger cities or whatever. So can we at least look at getting a couple more bids? And maybe we can get a better warranty. I'm not sure, but
There's 3 bids in there. They all have a 1-year warranty. This is the next step up from what we have. There's nothing in between a push camera and a tracker camera. Now there's cheaper versions out there that you're gonna pay a lot of money for that won't give you the same results. The ones that tip over or get stuck, or this one is a 6-wheel drive unit versus a 4-wheel drive. Have the diamond wheels to be able to bite into the pipe to get traction and grease and the slime and sludge that's in the pipes. You know, these things are pretty heavy. That camera probably weighs 40 pounds. So, you know, it's push camera, these portable units, and then you step up to either a trailer mounted or a truck mounted.
I want to get the guys their equipment too, but that is just a big chunk to bite off. And I think there's cheaper options out there that would work.
It's already budgeted, it's already in there. The panel from last year. So it wouldn't, not an expense for this year.
But you don't have to spend it all if you can find the same thing for less money. Just because we approved a budget doesn't mean we have to spend it.
How many staff did you call to run this?
One person.
One person?
Is this, camera system well known? Because I was not able to find
Yeah.
much information about
This
it.
is one of the original versions of the camera, the sewer camera systems. Mini cam, and then probably the most known one is the ViroSight one, which was also the most expensive one.
Were the other two are
So we are not getting Cadillac by any stretch of the.
That's a little bit like us. We saw a lot.
I don't want to take a super
I mean,
car.
specialized equipment like this isn't cheap.
Oh, I know.
If you get cheap, you get what you pay for.
I just like to see a few more options.
Well, we have three.
If they're not the same.
That, well, kind of like I told Rory, you can't compare apples to apples because they can only sell one type of camera. They have agreements, sales agreements, territorial agreements, so I can't get you three prices on the same camera,
Right.
different vendors. Or if I do, we're gonna buy a camera from California and Kansas City's not gonna service it. We didn't buy it. Right? And you probably not gonna save that much money.
So what you're saying, you've exhausted all the options, there are no other options.
There's other cameras out there, but in our area that has local service, these are the options. In the Midwest,
So what made you choose the one you did?
price, it's the lowest price. And the owner of this company lives in Canada. Comes to,
Didn't know that.
Well, I can. We didn't.
camera itself that company we're buying.
Like I said, I'm not saying no for getting guys the tools they want, but the experts I talked to said a small town has no business owning a camera this nice because of that investment.
Ross, how much less are you talking about with the experts you talked to?
For the small camera systems that they recommended, they said it's around 60,000. Which is still a chunk, but it gets the job done. Yes, we don't have some of the options, but it is a more financially feasible option.
Who were these experts?
I've got a buddy that sells sewer equipment and has for the last 20 years. And then I talked to another plumber of mine down the city, friend of mine down the city. They're more familiar with these cameras. I've learned more about sewer cameras in the last 2 days than I did before, but
So are these really experts, or are these people that just sell cameras?
I would consider them experts, yes. And it comes with an extra warranty, an extra year warranty. So it would be 2 years in the warranty, not one.
Hey, Mark, is there a way that you could take a look at these type of cameras and just see if they would suffice? If they don't, I have no problem voting for it. I know we've already approved it in the budget, but if you could at least take a look at it and see if you think that that is something that would work, I would appreciate that, and I'm sure the people paying taxes would appreciate that.
Certainly do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, there's expensive push cameras where there's cheap tractor cameras.
Did you hear that, John?
No, I didn't. What?
You might repeat.
So there's expensive push cameras or there's cheap tractor cameras.
So the cheap tractor camera is what we had, and it's
No, we
half
had,
the price.
we had.
We had a push.
If we buy the cheap back, it's 65 compared to 128.
We could buy the cheap camera, the cheap tractor camera, but we'll still be hiring other companies to come in and do things for us.
Could you kind of tell us
Why,
what the
yeah,
displays
can
are?
you elaborate on that a little bit?
So a lot of those, they don't weigh enough or have enough traction to push against flow in a main. So you would have to have somebody come in, cap off those mains and bypass pump around them while you run your camera through it. You have to be able to suck all the water out of them at the time you're pushing through them. We're talking on 10, 12, 16-inch mains that you can't just shut the flow down on and to do the camera.
Scott, what did you make?
We always paid a company to come do it and can never get them out and expensive. You know,
What's your opinion? Which one should we do?
I'm a process guy, so you have the budget request and you saw the request and you approved that in the budget and now they're coming back to execute. My recommendation would go with the department's recommendation, but I don't wanna.
Well, it looks like the nuts and bolts of it is, if you get, and if I understand what you're saying, is if you get a smaller camera, there's a lot more, staff involved. Hours, time that you're paying to clear those out so that you can take a lighter camera down it. And now you're saying that this camera can just go through all the flow, you just stick that baby in there and
Well,
off it
to
goes.
some extent, I mean, there are still limitations on these.
Well,
But, that's, the camera is just part of, the other part is the actual software, be able to make useful what you're doing in that. I mean, being able to record those issues and have it cataloged and where they're at. Be able to put in on that software.
And we do have very ancient mains.
As far as I know, we don't have any mapping of sewer laterals, so this would be able to give you measurements from your starting manhole to the first connection on that sewer main, how many feet it is from that manhole to everyone there, what orientation it is in the pipe,
So we plan on
what
totally,
condition. Yeah. It gives you a lot of options when it comes to keeping track of it.
Can we get someone out to test a couple of different ones? Do they do that?
All three of these came out and then,
You've already done that.
yeah,
So you ran them through the sewers?
yes.
Okay.
I have the videos if you want to watch them.
oh, I'm
No, thanks.
excited.
No, thanks.
Television, right?
Television,
We bought a dirty movie.
I'll pass. I'll pass.
Mark, okay, so we plan this next year to do Third Street down Main, right? Would this help a lot with that?
I don't know if there's sewer actually running.
Oh, see,
It's in the
That's
alleys,
water.
but this will also look for storm drains as well. We have issues with storm drains.
Yeah, and the research I did, they are slick. It'll do from little pipes clear to 4 foot, 5 foot mains. It rises up, it looks all over. I think it's a great tool. I
It is expensive, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Yeah, let's go. I'm waiting for it.
all those in favor of resolution 2026-1, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. 4 in favor. 1 opposed.
Mark, you have your Christmas present back.
Well, I was one.
I was gonna volunteer Becky to come out and help with that little.
All right, next it takes us to resolution 2026-2. Shelley.
Resolution 2026-2, a resolution of the City of Cameron, Missouri, allowing the Cameron Fire Department to use funds provided by the Missouri Department of Conservation Volunteer Fire Assistance Matching Funds Grant.
I would entertain a motion to pass resolution 2026-2.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Okay. Thank you all. What this is a grant that the Missouri Department of Conservation puts out every year for volunteer firefighters. It's for communities of 10,000 left, and being for a city of Cameron Fire Department, we fall in that category, under 10,000 people. It's a $20,000 matching fund grant. That means that out of the 20,000, they'll match 10, and my balance would be 10. The equipment that I put together this year came up to $20,917.85. I applied for the grant. I did receive the grant. It's a grant that I do receive quite frequently. Normally, I see it about every 3 years. I've been real fortunate to see it every year or every 2 years, the past few years. It is a grant that I apply for every year. I don't not apply for it. I'm not thinking I'll get it. So anyway, my funds, I'll owe $10,917.85. That money will come from my works and sales tax fund, and I do have money in that fund. Any questions?
Any questions?
Whatever chief does, I like, so I never have to worry.
Johns?
Just about that.
Mr. Feiger, Councilman Feiger,
Yeah, what?
are you good about this?
Yeah,
All
of
right,
course I am.
thank you, Mike. All those in favor of passing resolution 2026-2, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and 1 abstain. Our firefighter over here.
Gonna say,
He's a firefighter.
you said you had paid, I thought, what's wrong with him?
All right, that takes us to resolution 2026-3. Kelly.
Resolution 2026-3. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Cameron, Missouri, authorizing the expenditure of the Blue Shield grant funds for police equipment.
I will entertain a motion to pass resolution 2026-3.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Discussion.
Thank you, council. This is from the Blue Shield grant. We applied for it. We were awarded under it. It's 100% paying for it. It'll replace our computers in our cars, MBTs. The last round that we bought, they are now 5 years old. The round before that, I would say we probably had for 11 years, 10 years. This last round did not last as long. The battery life in them is down to 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They each require 2 batteries. They're $600 a piece. So that's where we decided to put this money towards communications of our computers, as well as a computer for the detectives for Cellbrite. I'm not a gamer, but this would be like a gaming computer on steroids. That would be very large for a large amount of processing data. But it's 100% paid for. This is what it's for.
Good news.
Awesome.
Those grants are nice things. Any other questions? Yes, they are. All those in favor of passing resolution 2026-3, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. 5 in favor, 0 opposed. That takes us to resolution 2026-4. Shelley.
Resolution 2026-4, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Cameron, Missouri, designating city officials who are authorized to have signature authority for city bank accounts at GTC Bank, Farmer State Bank, Bank Midwest, and Bank Northwest.
I would entertain a motion to pass resolution 2026-4.
So moved. Second.
Discussion.
We did one of these exactly like this earlier this year, to add Lance onto our signature card. This is just, making the change with the new city manager to add manager on. And it's very timely because, Lance is out. And he's on vacation. I mean, his signature. So we need to get this done so we can pay bills.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
So, lady.
Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor of passing resolution 2026-4, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. 5 in favor, 0 opposed. That takes us on to resolution 2026-5. Shelley.
Resolution 2026-5, a resolution for the city of Cameron, Missouri, authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with C&N Sales for the purchase of an inspection department service truck.
I would entertain a motion to pass resolution 2026-5.
So moved.
Discussion.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is for a 2024 Ford Maverick. Low mileage, about 13,000 miles. It meets what I had set out for budget of $25,000. Has, a full front seat and floorboards, which my other truck doesn't have. We'll be taking the Ford F-150 and put it on surplus and on the purple wave. Get money back on. Do you have any questions?
Spencer has waited patiently. It's a good thing.
At least they didn't sell it out from under you this time.
I made sure when I went to work.
You look good in a minivan though.
Smart car.
Oh, geez, me and Stoney with Mark on that. Yeah.
So the one that's replacing, just for everybody to understand, what year is the vehicle that was replacing?
I believe it's,
98.
Oh, it's a 98.
I think it's a 98 Ford
I honestly
F-150.
don't know.
You can see the ground through.
Does it have an does it have an 8-track player or what's that? That's how you sell.
You needing a vehicle back.
No.
Down from the water.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. So this is probably long overdue. It's probably got a lot of Band-Aids and band wire.
Yes,
Okay.
Let's do it.
it's very big.
All those in favor of passing resolution 2026-5, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed.
John, did you vote?
I don't think you can hear
I
us.
tried. I did it on mute, but yes, I said hi.
Got it.
You should do some sign language.
Yeah.
A little bit ago. I don't want that now.
This takes us to our second public participation tonight. So if anybody would like to stand up and talk to us, we would love to have you do that. Again, come up and sign in your name, and you have 5 minutes. All right, that takes us to miscellaneous comments from the staff. So it takes us, I'm gonna let you do that.
No, Mayor, nothing else.
Nothing. Mr. Todd.
Just gonna let you guys know that street crews will be out changing out faded and signs that are missing, the ones that aren't in high vis, which high vis means when your lights hit it, they glow. We got to get all those changed out, and if they come across the poles that are not breakaway in the right of way, we'll changing those out also. We usually wait to do this whenever spring starts getting closer, but since it's unusually warm this time of year and the ground's not frozen, they're going ahead and tackling some of them now. Oh, and we did get a street superintendent hired Friday, got the offer to him. And if everything goes paperwork wise, Jim Ford is the new superintendent, so we congratulate him, and he should be hopefully starting the 16th. That's all I've got.
Where do you go?
What's that?
Where do you go? I mean, oh, you're the director, he's the super.
didn't know you were even Dad.
Who ain't letting him?
It was a surprise as hell.
All right. Thank you, Tad. All
I'll be
right.
the first to say goodbye to Tad. The guy's been, busy tree trimming all over through the parks and stuff, trying to clean up some limbs and stuff. We got some, that fall down and then just, clean up the ditch there just west of the pool and whatnot. We got a ditch to run it out through there. And as soon as we can, we're gonna get with the street crew guys and we're gonna recut that ditch and rock it and stuff like that. So we're taking out some trees. We are beginning to take down the Christmas lights since it is nice weather. I think the guys the next 3 days are gonna try to get some of that stuff down, and that way it's out of everybody's hair. I've been working on some policies and stuff for the pool, for weather related and, just basically staff policies and stuff for the lifeguards to understand. We did a good job last year, but we just need to sharpen the knife a little bit better for as far as insurance and liability purposes. Been looking at a system called DigiQuantics for staffing purposes and stuff for the pool. So far, I like it pretty well. I got Amy and Carmen kind of involved with it as well. And I think it's gonna be pretty easy. It's an app that you can download on your phone, so all the lifeguards and the pool manager has a complete schedule on there, and they'll be able to schedule their whole staff for all summer long or a month, whatever he or she wants to do at that time, so. And I think it's fairly cheap. It's less than $600 for a year subscription, so. I think it'll be a lot better than Google Calendar. So that's what we used last year, so. One other thing has been updating, some of the event applications and stuff for McCorkle Park and the, partner and non-partnerships and stuff for our new compensatory fees and stuff. I gave Shelley all the information on that, so she's gonna work her word magic on that and get that updated on it, so. That's really about all I got, unless you guys got questions for me.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, about the pool, I'm kind of in the pool. So when you're buying an entire subscription for a full year for the pool, there's months that you have no employees.
Well, the good part about it is we can use it for the fall season too, for concession stand workers.
Okay,
So it will go into the fall or spring before the pool even opens.
okay,
So we should get a good 6 months out of it. I know I'll have to check into it if it's a 6 month subscription or a year or whatever else, but it's fairly cheap for the access. And the nice thing about this is it's not just for staffing purposes. It also has chemical logs on there. It gives gives me and the other staff members ideas of what your pH is low on, what you need to add chemicals to. You can upload accident reports on it. I mean, it's pretty nice. It's really basically getting away from a notebook of paper and being digital. You can do your pool testing and stuff from an iPad from it, all that.
so it's obviously a municipality type of,
Yes, a lot of different municipalities that do pools, run pools and stuff, they use the DigiQuantics and stuff.
okay, good. It's always good to know, I'm interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You
Absolutely.
always do a great job.
Hey, Ira.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Christmas lights. A lot of people have talked about, we don't have Christmas lights on the south end of Walnut Street
Mhm.
and, or decorations. So is that something that we can budget in or you can budget in? I think the discussion before was, we really can't plug them into anything because those poles down there
Right.
don't have.
Don't have the
Those are
little
all- those are all
transformers on them.
480 volt lights, so there's no 110 usable.
Run extension cord from each house.
Yeah.
So then it would still look nice, if we had some ornaments, and decorations on the poles,
Right.
even if they didn't have lights on them. Then you'd get calls all the time, hey, the lights aren't on the poles on the south end of Walnut.
Well, that happened quite a bit in McCorkle Park. Luckily, knock on wood, we did pretty good this year. Only 4 extension cords got stolen.
Well, that would be good.
It was nice. Last year, we was buying extension cords 2 or 3 every week.
Yeah,
And that's buried in snow last year.
Yeah.
so what do we need to do to get decorations for the poles? Just
It'll have to be something me and Mark will have to kind of get together and kind of try to get power to them.
Well, no, I don't need, I don't say you have to have volume. I don't say you have to have.
Or you just want decoration. It's just something we could look at, we could just put it in the budget for next year.
Yeah, because that would be a lot cheaper.
Sure.
And then maintenance would be way less. And, you know, honestly, it's during the daylight, it looks just the same anyway.
Yeah.
Part of the other issue we're running into is having someplace to store them that is somewhat rodent proof. That's what happens with a lot of those lights. They sit out there. Shed and mice get into them, chew the wires that long.
I know someone that has storage units. So,
For free?
we can work.
We don't have any money.
Yeah, we can
They have to fill out that disclosure statement.
Yeah, that would be awkward, wouldn't it? I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah, we can definitely look into it and put it in the budget and do something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Ira.
Yep.
Mark.
So electric crew has been pretty busy, hooking up new houses lately. We're probably averaging 3-4 a week at least. Well, it's doing some tree trimming on the side when the weather's been decent. Been pretty wet here lately, so there hasn't been a lot they can get to. We do have Foreman Forestry. We're gonna be cleaning out a tree row behind the old Michelle Puckett's office down there in the license office. Those trees are up in the power line. Also had some homeless.
I was gonna say, that's a highway for homeless, I know. It's been a long time.
It should be a country song.
Yeah, he's planning on starting on that this week. Water crews been working on some water leaks here lately. We've got a couple of mystery ones that we're still trying to track down where they're coming from. As well as just being short-staffed in that department with the holidays and everything. It's been pretty slow here lately as far as getting a whole lot accomplished. I'm working on the annual Merman evaluation here coming up another week or two. Trying to get all of our safety meetings and everything documented, all that put together. And see, started the process on the 3rd Street water line. The preliminary engineering report on that. We've been talking to engineers to get that started, as well as I've been filling out an application for SRF funding for lead water line placement. Yeah, so
Who's the engineers for that?
HDR.
Oh, HDR.
Yeah.
How far back does the lead, when's the lead water line stop? I got that letter at my house.
As far as,
Like, when did they stop using lead?
I believe it was 1978 is when it was outlawed. It was widely stopped used before then.
Good.
But that's all I got.
The reason Myrna is so important and all the hoops that you're having to go through is that our insurance, correct me if I'm wrong, our insurance will stay at a lower price if we go through all the hoops.
If we can stay above 80% or 80 points on their scale, which is work comp and liability, loss control insurance. So making sure that we're maintaining our vehicles.
I even think the
safety
playground
meeting,
equipment also.
Playground equipment, public buildings, fire
You
bills.
get that for an additional assessment on top of what you can only pay. Goods for sometimes you get.
So far, we've had really good.
Yeah, we've always. Yeah.
We're trying.
Striving for 100, we just got a couple outliers. Sewer camera was one of them. The other is, infrared thermography of the power lines and things.
It really does keep all staff on their toes, trying to keep Myrna at bay, because when Myrna comes around, we have to make sure they do what they want. Yeah, I know, I don't like them either, but they're our insurance.
They also have a lot at the pool. That's probably one of the bigger ones.
Will you stay out of the pool in the park? Blame me for the 92 score.
Now, didn't
His book is about that big for all the playground.
Myrna reimburse some of the pool stuff because of the lifeguard training you did?
Yeah, we still have to, we can just have to send it in, but yes.
Yeah, that's why, yes, I knew that, so, yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, thank you, Mark. Enter.
I'm not ready to talk about this alone.
Well, you,
Unless you have questions for me.
Spencer's worried, he just got a new truck, so he doesn't want to talk too much here. So.
continuing to make sure that our city is getting things dealt with concerning nuisance and that kind of a thing. And how is that going with Stony?
It's been wonderful. We've had a really, he's Aaron, he's doing all. He's very, very good at what he does.
Well, normally, I have people walking into my office that are unhappy with the notices they get, especially if they feel like they've been unfair. And I have not had that. Perfect. Well,
That's what we want.
I appreciate it. But I would also like our citizens to be well taken care of as they take care of their property.
Yeah.
Okay, super.
Still run 24/7.
Still open for business?
Yeah, we are short staffed as well. That's probably gonna continue for a while. Everyone fills in where they need to and.
Thank you. Gee,
Fire department, last year, we run more calls than ever before. It was over 350 calls, and that's not normal. Over the weekend, holiday weekends, we run several wrecks, stuff like that. Not so awful,
but no.
but, kind of see the bad in everything. The good thing is, I do have a tanker truck ordered, as you all knew. It is in paint now, so we might see it before 2 years. The way it's working at the present time. Hopefully we'll see some changes coming up in the new year, some plans that I'll probably be talking to you all about. And, on that part, and, everything's going good. To get more.
Thank you, Chief. Great Northwest Water. Give us the report.
As far as Great Northwest goes, I think things are going good. I know that, we received all, positive test results on all the back tees, so the pipeline has passed all the inspections. We're waiting on DNR right now for a temporary permit to dispense. Again, as far as the pipeline construction, things are going well.
Well, I had Shauna Barnes in my office last week. So I have some questions, not now, but I do have questions for you.
Bet.
Yeah.
Haven't it been like since May that I've been told that we're gonna have water? And I was promised and guaranteed and this and that. And even at the last meeting, I was told we were gonna have water. Correct?
Have water, we just can't.
Well, no, well, it's not being dispensed. I'm saying the folks are paying for money or paying for water that they're not getting. And the whole reason why we did this was because we had to get it ready to go before. So I'm not real happy with the fact that it's going to end up probably being May of this year before we start dispersing the water. People have paid 2 price increases on something they didn't vote for. So I'm just saying we need to be smarter than that.
The good thing we didn't need the water.
Do they have a new date in mind?
Well, mercy of the DNR.
Well, from what Shauna was telling me, she's DNR. There's still a list of that. Yeah.
Stuff, I've had, none of that has to do with water, so. It's
True.
Yeah, it's
The
mostly.
funding though.
Yeah.
So they're working on it. I know Shauna is. She's a part of it. She works with us. So
They've been working on it for 10 years, Becky.
I know they have. Well, this is the largest pipeline ever in the state of Missouri. This is new to everybody. DNR.
And we don't own it, but we have to fix it. So. Yeah, anyway, you can go on.
Am I missing anybody back there?
Shelley.
So back to Myrna, I did have a handout in your packet that Myrna, our work comp score is 0.89. For that, an average score for work comp is 1.0. That would be average. And if you start getting up in the, above that, then you start getting, again, assessments and work comp. Our score is 0.89. We're doing very well on our work comp, on our claims. We do training, we provide equipment for our people, and so we've got a very good score.
Good.
Also, I just want to make note, the next council meeting is scheduled for Monday on Martin Luther King Day. We will be closed that day, so we will have our meeting on Tuesday. That meeting on Tuesday, the 20th, we're going to start at 5 o'clock with reception. We're going to have a reception to meet and greet your new city manager. And at 5:45, the choir, the show choir at the high school will be here to do a brief performance before the 6 o'clock meeting. Cool. We'll have some refreshments there before. The meet and greet starts at 5. The show choir starts at
Sorry.
First competition Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday.
Yeah, Maryville.
All right, that takes us to the Councilman Carr.
I don't have anything to say about Myrna. I don't even know her. So I don't have anything to say at all. So thank you very much.
Scott, I hope we haven't run you off here. Welcome. Honestly, I don't know if I want to be in your position, but, God be with you, buddy.
It's better than that.
All right, well, since you normally sit next to me, John, Figert, you're next. But do you have anything to say?
Yep. Hey, Dan, sorry that I couldn't be there to tell you to your face. Thank you for all the hard work that you did for us. We appreciate it. The community appreciated it. And I expect you to go right back to being one of the best chiefs we've ever had. And I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Scott, welcome. It is going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. Couple things that we had with the old city manager. There's some things that are going to be. It's going to take a while to get the trust built up. So I just want to let you know your best bet is to be completely open, honest, and do lots of good communication with your people, and with the community and with us. And that's it for me, Mayor.
You done?
Yeah, I'd just like to echo what John said. Thank you, Chief, for all your hard work and doing kind of a thankless job. And the ending wasn't what some of us wanted, but we appreciate it and respect you for what you did. Even though I didn't vote for you, welcome. Look forward to seeing what you can do for our town.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to do it.
Okay, so I'm Scott, and first days are always awkward. You come in and you don't have the phones are a problem, but you don't have a computer, you don't have contacts. People are like, who's this guy? It's a little intimidating. This isn't my first go around. I've loved municipal government. I've been in Colorado, city clerk, finance. I've been in nearby. When community it's a team sport. So when you thank the chief, he's done an amazing job and filled in and taken things to the next level. It's all of the staff. I mean, every job in municipalities is thankless usually. And you have some of the best people in your community. It brings people to your community. I've never met a person that has ever worked for me. If they weren't, people that I had to do personnel and fire because of stealing or some crazy thing like that, I've never had a person on my team that I didn't fight for them, that didn't give their best for the community. I think it's hard. You come to a new community. Larry, the guy who from SGR, he said, Scott, it's a great community. They don't have any of that stuff you've dealt with. I've, I might be somewhat young, but I've had some really challenging tenures with finances, with audit, taking on a county that had 3 years of deficient audits, had not increased their taxes with mill levies for 9 years, and weren't even collecting the bond money on a high school that was almost $1 million a year to increase the taxes that the voters voted for. It's really hard to run your shop when that's coming out of the general fund. Municipal service at home, your utility bills, your water bills, the city has those same bills. So to not grow and progressively take that on means you're cutting it somewhere. So I mean, those are not easy decisions. Almost everyone mayors I've worked for and council members, citizens, almost everybody that has the community at heart does a great job, right? And cares. So I thank the chief. He is, Shelley, Amy was helping. It's new and trying to, like football coaches, you have to catalyze and you have to be out there and you have to be adaptable, right? Things I've done in other places that were easy or work great may not be the same here. And you have to adapt and you have to work with your team. And the credit really doesn't go to me at all. It goes to the staff, goes to the council making the decisions. And it's a team sport, right? You don't win the Super Bowl because you have a great coach or because you have, great fans. You win because everybody is pulling together and going the same direction. And so that's a little bit about me. I'm available. Please come by, meet me. If you have issues, I have open door policy. I like to look back on my career. Being a city manager is like being a football coach. You could lose the Super Bowl and the next day the coach that's the defensive coordinator is fired. It's a challenge, but I do love what I do. I've brought projects and fixed a lot of ugly, taken on jobs people wouldn't do in entire states and thought, you fix them, you work better, and you fix those problems. And next thing you know, the people you had to remove or monetary issues you fixed. Oh, that was, the mayor's business. And, it's a political job in that means. But I think being ethical and honest in everything we do, I expect that from my staff and my team and from me. So I don't want to be on soapbox too much, but thank you, Chief. It isn't easy to fill these roles. And I have yet to ever have a department head or someone that doesn't say, I'm glad you're in that seat, not me. Because it's challenging and it doesn't ever come without, scrutiny and challenges. But I think if we step up and work with your team, make great things happen. I thank you for the opportunity to come and become a member of your team too. And my intention is to move here by the end of the month. I'm excited. Everybody that I know in my circle that I said, oh, this is where I'm going, they're like, wow, they know a lot about you. They're like, that's a great place to go.
Let's hope it be good.
And you have an excellent team. I don't go somewhere I didn't research the finances and watch the politicalness and investigate deeper. So kudos to you because I looked at a lot of places and there was several places where like, hey, come here. And there's a lot of places in the country where, the cost of living and housing, they probably pay about the same. And then the houses cost 3 times what they cost here, And I've lived in Colorado and Alaska and it's crazy to me that they expect someone on a teacher or police officer salary of $50,000-$60,000 to buy $1 million house in Denver. I don't know how that works. But that's not the case here, and we're fortunate to still be in that realm. So thank you. I look forward and I appreciate all the council's encouragement, and I hope to make you proud and do my best.
Well, I have a few things to say. First of all, I'm sure. First of all, I'm the longest council person here, so I know what the staff was and how they function. And they function well together, but they weren't as big of a team. I watched when Dan took over that of course, we have some turnovers, but the youth departments are working really well together. I mean, I've seriously not seen that. And it's lovely to see the city council because you guys, your problems are each other's team. And it used to be that way. So you got a team there.
Most places I've gone, I'm not coming in at this stage. I'm coming in on the front end when everything had to be cleaned up.
Well,
I got that, John.
He's a first responder. And he did it. And that's what I'm saying. I said he was so. And I mean, you're not gonna do as a first responding as he is, because he's a first responder, and let me tell you, when there were guys taking stuff out of our city hall, he was all over it.
We had people sleeping in there, taking stuff out of there.
It was nice, it was nice.
It was warm. It was warm.
We do have a homeless issue. But no, I think we're set really well. I think it's a stepping thing. I think we've got really good staff. And
We have excellent staff.
yeah,
Yes.
and I know the community has been very involved in this, and I thank you for that. Thank you. And I think there'll be good things from this. I really do. We've got was it Moto? No,
Moto.
FIFA
coming, yeah.
coming, and we've got a great chamber working on that. We're working along with them.
Yes.
And so, and he's got a big ball in that, big hand in that. So please help us out with that, because we are hospitable. We have highways going north, south, east, and west. And when people come into my office, a lot of when I ask them when they come here, a lot of times that's how kind people treat them when they pass through. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your concern. And you know what? Thank you. With that, I will entertain a motion to exit the meeting and go into executive.
For attorney-client communication.
Second.
You move second.
John Feiger,
Yes.
Mark Marr,
Yes.
Ross Worth,
Yes.
Becky Turner,
Yeah.
John Brecken.
Yes.
Good night, guys. Thanks for coming.
John, I'm gonna stop recording, but you're still gonna be on here, okay, for the executive session.
Sounds good. Thank you.